Thank you for watching this video, and as always, hit the like button, share on social media, and smash that subscribe button. Thank you. Welcome back. So today we are going to make a delicious cinnamon swirl snickerdoodle. So it's going to be like a cinnamon roll of a cookie. It's going to be pretty good. It's really simple. We're going to use a half a cup of butter, 1 cup of sugar, and we're going to put that in the mixer first. We're going to take 1 egg, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. That's our cookie dough batter, as it were. Then we're going to have some cinnamon and sugar. We're going to mix up to be our cinnamon sugar filling. And we have a little extra flour just in case we need it. Okay? So let's get to making our batter. So 1/2 cup of softened butter goes right in. And 1 cup of sugar goes right in. When the sugar and butter get to be nice and fluffy, we'll reduce our speed and we'll add in our 1 egg and 1/2 teaspoon vanilla. Now while that's spinning, off to the side we have our 2 cups of all-purpose flour, our 1/2 teaspoon salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. That's going to go in. And I have this little whisk here. I'm just going to kind of whisk this up in the bowl itself. All right, I'll reduce my speed. And then I'll add some of my dry ingredients into the mixture here. We'll begin that stirring around again. Once the first part of the flour is mixed in and absorbed, we'll do the rest of the flour. All right, our cinnamon sugar filling is 4 teaspoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I just have a little fork here. I'm just going to mix this up. And it's going to get nice and evenly mixed. Okay, so for this next step, we have a piece of plastic wrap on the table. I have a little extra flour. I'm just going to sprinkle a little extra flour on the plastic wrap, right in the middle. There we go. And I'm kind of spread it out. All right. So our cookie dough is going to look like this. A nice little ball, like so. Okay? Now, in my hands, I got a little flour on my hands here. I'm going to kind of flatten it down. This just helps rolling it out a little easier. I'm going to flatten it down, right, to a flat disc, like so. And using my hands, I'm going to kind of form it into a rectangle. It's not going to be perfect. I just want the general shape of a rectangle. If I can get it kind of in a rectangle, when I roll it out, it'll kind of stay in a rectangle. Another piece of plastic wrap. Right on top. Now we're going to use a rolling pin to gently roll it out to 12 inches by 14 inches. So I'm not very far from the 12 inches there. I need a little bit more for the 12 inches. Using the plastic wrap, I can kind of smooth and push my edges a little bit more square if I need to. So I have here a couple of teaspoons of water. I'm just going to dip my fingers in it. And I'm going to run it alongside the top, maybe inch, half inch to an inch of the dough here, just to kind of wet the dough a little bit. That'll help the dough stick to itself. Just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take my cinnamon sugar and I'm going to dust it over this entire piece, except for the part that's wet. I'm going to use my fingers to kind of pat it down to make sure it kind of sticks into the dough. Now we roll it up. Once we have a nice little log, I like to kind of twist the ends. It helps kind of keep it closed a little bit. and leave it just like that. I'm going to put this in the freezer for about 20 minutes, and we'll see this after it chills in about 20 minutes. Okay, so our cookie dough has been in the freezer for about 20 minutes. It's firmed up. Now it's time to cut it into cookie-sized portions. We'll take the plastic wrap off. And I'm going to take the ends off here. And then I'm going to cut them into about 1/2-inch circles. These here. I'm going to cut them about 3/8 of an inch to about 1/2 inch. Okay, so these are going to go in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, and we'll pull them out and let them cool down.